There is an endless sea of podcasts about entrepreneurship. Talking about it, but not living it. We live it every day. This is Inside the Wolf's Den, an entrepreneurial journey with Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkle, talking about real estate investing, but also encompassing general subjects in regards to owning small to medium-sized businesses. And of course, all the struggles that business owners must overcome to be successful. This is Inside the Wolf's Den. And this is Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkle.
Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Wolf's Den. My name is Shawn Wolfswinkle.
And I'm Joni Wolfswinkle. Welcome back, everyone.
Yes, and if you didn't get a chance, please check out last week's podcast on rental real estate, because I think it'll transition really well into this week. Absolutely.
That's episode 19.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about owning rental real estate, what all that looks like, and then what to look for when buying your first rental property. So if it's a first-time investor or even a seasoned investor, it's a great episode.
Absolutely. And then today we're going to take a step further with just getting into talking about self-managing that rental real estate or third-party property management.
Yes.
So if you don't know, we run a couple property management companies in two different markets, but so we, of course, are biased towards third-party property, rather than self-managing. But that's only because we've been doing it so long that we understand the nuances and the problems and the following law and keeping up with everything. That it's a lot.
Yeah, and I think, we get this question a lot, like what are the things that you guys do? And there's just so many things that go into managing, rental properties, such as, rent collections, maintenance coordinating. When you do find an applicant, screening them, we have a 20-point screening process, all these little details and things that, to make sure that we find the best resident for your rental property. And so I think a lot of people don't realize, what it all entails until they're actually in it and they have an issue.
Exactly. And that's usually when we get people that come to us to manage their property. If they've been self-managing, it's usually when they have a problem. And then they don't know what to do. They're scared.
They've had an eviction or, something.
Or they're being sued.
Right.
So there's a lot. There are rental laws, fair housing laws, dealing with security deposit dispositions, make-readies, pet, what's the dog?
Pet screening.
Yeah. And service animals. There's just so many little, things that go and play with this and to protect the owner that they don't get themselves into trouble. And tenants are looking for, not all, there's good ones and bad ones. They're just like anything in life, but they're looking for the landlords that they can take advantage of, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And let's go over some of the pros and cons of self-managing. So, the pros of self-managing, obviously, you have...
you save money.
Yes, you're saving money, and also you have more control. So, correct. You do have those, if you want to micromanage and be in control of things, and maybe self-managing is good for you. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of time spent, managing it. And I don't know any owner that likes to get yelled at in the middle of the night or, clogged toilet. You have to pick up those phones regardless if you want to or not.
Yeah. So. It's, managing a rental property is probably the toughest. It's the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. And there's something new every day you learn. There's some new problem, and you're dealing with people and their lives. And, the baggage that comes with that. And so, it gets crazy. I remember a story, so at one time, when we were smaller, I was managing the maintenance line, after hours maintenance line. We didn't have a call center or something like that time. So I was taking the calls. And so I'm like, it was the middle of summer, July in Houston. And, this guy calls in and said, hey, my AC unit went out, and, when are you guys going to come out and fix it? Well, of course, this one is one that the owner has a home warranty, and by the way, we don't recommend home warranty contracts just because of this problem. But, the home warranty company couldn't come out till like Monday or Tuesday, and this was Saturday night or something like that. And so he was like livid, that he was going to have to live in this house with no AC. And I'm telling him, like, I'm at the mercy of the owner's home warranty. I told him it's emergency. I've explained everything. There's nothing I can do. And he was like, that wasn't good. He wasn't going to accept that.
He was screaming at you.
And so like finally just like, you lose it at a point. I'm like, sir, if it's that bad, like maybe you should go somewhere. Maybe you should go see a movie. And
that was the wrong thing to say at the time. I'm like, oh no, Shawn. Needless to say, Shawn does not work in our maintenance department.
So, I mean, I thought it was a great idea. I thought like a movie theater, it's very cold, very refreshing. You can go get a Slurpee or something. But no, he didn't like the sound of that. So, but I mean, these are the calls you take.
Right. So the cons, I mean, you have, it's time intensive and you're going to have these middle of the night calls and, and you have to learn the laws, and there's new laws that, especially now with COVID, like you got to know those laws because, I mean, you don't want to get sued. You don't want to put your tenants at risk. You don't want to be put at risk.
Correct.
So, that's something. I mean, that's one of the cons to self-managing.
Correct.
So.
And they, right now, like with COVID and evictions, there's been a lot of restrictions on that. So there's a lot of things you got to do to protect yourself, and with security deposit dispositions
and fair housing. Fair housing is a big one.
Especially now with there's changing times and people are sensitive right now to a lot of issues that you got to be very careful. So, right. But yeah, the self-managing, it really, the reason why people do it is because they want to save a few bucks,
right?
And they want control. They want to screen. They want to be the one making the call on the tenant. They want to be the one making the call on the maintenance. But you really, truly got to evaluate your time and what is it worth?
Your time, your time is worth more than you think. So.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do for a living and you got enough rentals to justify it and you have them all in your town, then maybe that makes sense for you and maybe that's your job. But you're creating a job is what you're doing. And if that's truly what you want, then go for it. Yeah, knock yourself out. But if you are doing this as a passive type of investment or you are investing in another state, then you're probably going to need
you want boots on the ground, people that know what they're doing and are experts in that industry. So, and that goes now. Our next point is third party, choosing a third party property management, the pros and cons of that. So again, not all companies are created equal, right? I mean, there's bad companies out there. There's good companies. So I mean, you have to vet your property management company. I actually have a list of questions, that if any of our listeners, want a list of interview questions to interview your property management company, reach out to me, Joni at htownrpm.com, and I will be happy to send you that list. So
awesome.
Always vet your property management company.
Cool. So yeah, they're not all equal. There's good and bad. Like Joni said, we feel we're one of the top. We run some of the top-notch property management companies out there. But it takes a lot of time and effort, and not everybody has the resources. Not everybody reinvests the amount of money we do into technology and systems,
right.
and most importantly, staff.
Yeah, and we have specialized departments. We have a maintenance department, leasing department, accounting. So I mean, there's so many moving parts in this business that we have to have these departments and then the processes and procedures.
So list some of the pros. Why would you hire a third party?
Well, number one, obviously collecting rent, and we have all of our rental payments are we're 100% online, electronic. So in-house maintenance, 24 hours maintenance. So we have somebody that's always answering the phones, for those midnight calls.
Correct. Make-readies, you have specialized and a very thorough process for doing make-readies and turns and getting the property ready. Leasing.
Leasing. I mean, I mentioned before, we have a 20-point screening process, which also includes, screening the pets. Just like your residents get a credit score, your pets get a pet score. So making sure that the pets are
the FIDA score?
POS score.
POS score
Yeah.
or FICA. What is it? It's not a FICA because it's a FIDA.
I think it's a FIDA
FIDA
so
score.
yeah, so we are partnered with amazing vendors out there. Pet Screening is one of our great vendors out there. We have Citizen Home Solutions who assists us with the utility setup. It's all these little things that you don't think about, but we want it to make a smooth transition for our residents.
I think one of the big things when you compare that, like what you just said with self-managing, is because of our scale and size, we are able to, work with some great companies that they maybe wouldn't be able to on their level or their side. So we have services and technology and systems that you just can't do when you manage a couple properties, but when you're dealing with a much larger company, they have those system and resources that to offer to tenants, to offer to you as
correct. Yeah, like we drop ship our air filters to our resident stores each month, and we use Second Nature for that. So yeah, we work with amazing vendors that and we partner with them.
Correct. And then I think on the benefits with maintenance and make-readies is because of our size, we able to negotiate preferred rates
with our vendors because we've been using them for years.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So we can pass that on to the owner, so he saves money there than trying to work on his own.
Yeah.
So what's some other things? Just I think like we mentioned before, with the cons of self-managing, but it's a pro of third party is we eliminate the headaches, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
We eliminate the midnight calls about their toilet being clogged. We eliminate the lawsuits of,
deposit dispositions and deductions, all those things that,
lease violations or fair housing issues, knowing what to do if, say, it's a Section 8 rental or something like that, what they're going to need and the paperwork and everything that goes involved in that rental process.
Correct.
What
lease renewals, whenever the tenants come up on their lease renewal, we're reaching out to them ahead of schedule, because we want your residents to renew long term.
Yeah, exactly. And we want to keep them. So we offer, this is examples within our company, but it just shows you what a good third party property management company can offer. So there's a resident package that offers services and benefits to the resident that again benefits the owner in the sense that they get they're making sure that the owners are the residents are changing their air filters, which are protecting the owner's investment and house.
They're getting pest control to make sure that even though these are things that the tenants should do on their lease, they don't always do them. Yeah. So, we are holding them accountable by offering these residence benefits package. So it protects the owner's investment and, we're...
but also perks and there's also,
for the residents.
Like a whole list of things and advantages that the resident gets, which again creates a good experience for the resident, which translates into them renewing, staying longer, rent increases, which again all falls back to
absolutely,
the owner. That you and all these packages and programs, you just probably don't know about it. And you probably aren't experienced enough or have the resources to offer that when you're just self-managing.
Or you don't have time to do it. You have your daily lives that you're having to deal with kids and family stuff. You don't have, a lot of people don't have the time to look into all this. So
correct. And then just what are some of the cons to managing third-party property management? Is there any there's bad apples out there?
Yeah, so I think going back to, vetting your property management company because, there's a lot of property management companies that don't have what we have in the systems and the technology, and maybe it's a one-person shop, and that could hurt as well because, if they are managing a lot of doors and there's only one person, then how are they able to do maintenance? How are they able to do leasing? How are they able to collect rent? And so with us, we have departments. So to make sure that we don't miss a step.
Correct. I think a good one good checklist is just call a property. If you're looking in the area, call 3 of them and see who answers the phone.
And you'll be surprised if you call 10, you probably will get one that answers their phone.
Or that's a good start. And if maybe nobody answers the phone or something like that, maybe leave a message and see how quickly they respond. If you don't get a call back for 2 or 3 days, that's probably not a good sign that that's the right company
right,
for you.
you can check them off your list.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a great way to just screen people out right away. But, you know, and our team that's listening to this, they better be picking up their phone right now and answering the call. But, you know.
And Brett can speak to this as well. That's one of the reasons why we have our customer service roundups on Thursday is, you know, because we want to pick up those phones live and we want to attend to our residents and our owners. So.
And deliver that exceptional customer service.
Right.
So, again, Joni has a bunch of questions that she can share with you guys. Reach out either on the, you know, either our Instagram or this site, insidethewolfsden.com. Email us and we'll be happy to share this list of questions you can ask a property management company as you vet them. But, you know, there's just a list of things that they do and maybe questions you don't even know they realize that they do that would just help you and open your eyes.
Yeah, just definitely be prepared and have, you know,
ask
your
for
questions.
references.
Absolutely. That's a
references
big one.
is a big one, and then call those references and just see how they did and what's been their experience with them.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be with a company that's going to be proactive on their communication with you. You know, going to answer the phone is a big one. They're going to communicate with you. One thing that we forgot to mention about the pros of a third-party property management company, again, it just reemphasizing the liability.
The liability.
And people just don't get that part of it because you know, when you're self-managing and you expose yourself and you make a mistake or your house, you know, we as a company are highly insured because if you know, imagine something goes wrong on that property and it, you know, it's going to be your butt on the line because you're the one that, you know, is managing and doing all that. If you make a mistake on the maintenance or make readies and that hurts or kills somebody in that property, I mean, just think about the liability. Your whole retirement, everything might be gone.
Yeah.
So that's why you want
we're experts in this industry, and I can honestly say I probably have seen most of everything in this industry.
Knock on wood. No, I mean, but offering third-party property management does give you that layer, an extra layer of protection liability-wise than self-managing. So that's a huge thing in today's market and economy. So hope you got some value out of that. If you guys have any questions on that, or you just say, hey, I'm vetting somebody or I'm having trouble with somebody, do you know somebody? We'd be happy to share. We might know somebody in your market or your city that we could recommend and refer out to you. But if you need property management services here in Houston or in Albuquerque, please reach out. We'd be happy to help you and see if we're a good fit for each other. So with that, we're going to let you guys go, and we hope you have a great and wonderful week, and stay tuned to next week.
See you, everyone.
You've been listening to Inside the Wolf's Den, an entrepreneurial journey with Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkle. Tons of entrepreneurial podcasts are out there. Talking. But Joni and Shawn are living it every single day. Their portfolio now includes many franchises and medium-sized businesses. We talk about the trials and motivators of successfully running a business. Join us again soon for another podcast. But until then, reach out on the website at InsideTheWolfsDen.com, on Facebook at Inside the Wolf's Den, on Instagram at Inside the Wolf Den. We'll see you again soon. This is Inside the Wolf's Den. We'll see you next time.